Greetings all, welcome to I'm Being Frank, and today I'm just going to do something a little special. Let's say you have small children and you want to read them some children's books, but not only just a children's book with a good message. We're talking children's books that are beautifully illustrated, are definitely keepsakes. And so I want to go through a couple of these, and maybe you might get inspired. And if you have children, these I highly recommend. If you have grandchildren, these would be wonderful to put the little tyke on your lap and to read to them and to just have a wonderful, special experience with your grandchild. I talked about this book on our last visit. It's called You Are Special. It's written by Max Lucado and illustrated by one of my favorite artists, Sergio Martinez. And I'm not going to talk about too many books. I'll be able to go through these in depth. Look at these illustrations. Sergio is a gifted artist. It's page 1. It's about the Wemmicks. And it's kind of a self-esteem book without kind of the pop culture sensibilities. The book definitely comes from a Christian perspective without being very over the top. Essentially saying that there's a reason why you should be special and shouldn't listen to other people telling you that you're not because you don't perform at their level. But look at these illustrations. Sergio has just a wonderful, whimsical sense. And here we find our main subject. He's not feeling so good about himself, kicking the can. But look at the composition. Just wonderful. So if you're an artist and you're reading to your grandchild, you can just look at this and you can just enjoy it yourself. And very well written too. So here the gal tells him, you got to go talk to this man who created you, who made you, and he's going to tell you how you are special. Love this. Is just one of those kind of Pinocchio moments. Look at that. And by the way, Sergio Martinez did illustrate a book called Pinocchio. He has a lot of books that he's illustrated. If you can find any of them, they are wonderful keepsakes. The next book I want to talk about is, of course, Chris Van Allsburg. Two of his illustrated books have been made into a movie. One is Jumanji. The other one was, I think, The Express. I can't remember the first part of the Christmas movie with Tom Hanks, an animated thing. But I bought this book just because there's not much of a story. They're all beautifully illustrated. Images for each page. Like this. This is called Under the Rug. It says, 2 weeks passed and it happened again. Check out this illustration. Essentially every page has a little whimsical sentence or two and an artwork that accompanies it. This one's funny. It's called Missing in Venice. Even with her mighty engines in reverse, the ocean liner was pulled further and further into the canal. You see that? Okay. Just actually, this is not much of a children's book, but it's just cool. I don't know if the kids would get it. It's more kind of an adult children's book to keep on your coffee table. Can you see that? Can you see that? Just cool, really cool images. Okay, let's say it's Thanksgiving time. Well, you got to go with NC Wyeth, NC Wyeth's Pilgrims. Okay, text by Robert Suisi, and you can see some of NC Wyeth's Pilgrim paintings that maybe were unpublished in other books. Or anyway, some of these I'd never seen before, and I just had to pick it up. Can you see that? Master of composition. Just look at those shapes. Look at the blue. Unbelievably beautiful. It tells the story of Thanksgiving. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Anyway, just an absolute delight to see. Great composition. NC Wyeth, the man. Great book. NC Wyeth's Pilgrims. Good book. And of course, it's Christmas time. I had to get this book by Mary Pope Allsburg, paintings by Ned Bettinger, the Rocking Horse Christmas. Kind of a fun book. Beautifully illustrated. See some of the illustrations here. Okay. We bought this book for our children, but also because we liked it. A book that my wife has stored away. We can't find it, but it is the best story. And I love this illustrator's name is David Shannon. I think he was an Art Center guy. This is what the book cover looks like. A Bad Case of Stripes. It's whimsical. He has a whimsical, illustrative technique. Beautifully illustrated, page in, page out. I forgot the kind of storyline. The girl tastes something and she gets a bad case of stripes and becomes a new sensation, and it's hilarious. Highly recommend this book if you can find it. It was published years ago. You can probably catch it on Amazon. Okay. And one of my illustrator right now that's just taken children's books by storm, Kadir Nelson. Okay. This is a book by Will Smith, you know, that Independence guy, you know, just the two of us. Highly recommend In the Pursuit of Happiness, the movie he acted in. Anyway, beautifully drawn. It looks like he draws it and then does washes of acrylics or something. But wonderful compositions. Saw this in the bookstore and I just had to buy it. You know, my children are already grown up, but I just love how he designs the page. He really designs the pages beautifully, and really pushes the human form. Can you see that? Okay. This story is kind of about, I guess, breaking up. Not necessarily your typical children's book, but just kind of like what the title signifies. You know, from the song, just the two of us. So, you know, a single father and a son. This is kind of like that roots moment. I like this. Isn't that cool? Okay, enough of that one. This is a book I talked about a while ago, Alphabet Soup. I'm not going to go through all of them. These are some of the best that I like. Well, love the way Gustafsson illustrates. It's a very classic style. See that? Armadillo and asparagus. Bear and bread. That's your B's. What's in C's? C's is crickets and cracker cane. D is dragon and desserts. You know, I mean, look at this. This is elephant and eggplants. It's called alphabet soup. So I guess an animal for each letter as well as a food type. So frog and flapjacks. Gibbons and garlic garden. But you know, these weren't just illustrated to meet a timeline. You can tell these were thought out and loved, beautifully crafted, beautifully designed, keepsakes. In fact, I've seen some of these as puzzles. So you can very easy puzzles put together for let's say a 5 or 6 year old. You can find it. Man, I love the style. Scott Gustafsson, many books he's illustrated. This is a book that just won a huge award. The invention of Hugo Cabret by Brian Selznick. He wrote it and illustrated it. And check this out. He does. It's a thick book. It's a series of illustrations. Then kind of he writes. You see, he writes the storyline. See, so the child can just kind of look at the pictures as it develops. Turn the page. Storyline develops. Turn the next page. Storyline develops. Kind of a very interesting concept for a book, and he actually sold a publisher on it. He has his own website dealing with automata. Okay. Okay, and then eventually. His style's a lot like Chris Van Allsburg in terms of it's very simple, not too flat, not too flashy, but very well designed. Okay, and then by this artist, I don't know who the hell he is, Frank Ordaz. You ever heard of him? Josie's Gift. You can find this book. A wonderful story. I actually got kind of choked up, but he kind of works in a classic style. You know, never heard of him, but some people say he's kind of good. He even used downtown Auburn